This is MC, and I've just seen Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. I was not looking forward to seeing this movie for review. I enjoyed the first few Pirates movies, but they got repetitive really fast, and by the time they wrapped up the storyline with Will and Elizabeth, I seriously did not care any longer. I never saw the previous movie, but I thought I'd give this one a shot, especially since it was supposed to connect better to the original Pirates trilogy. Pirates of the Caribbean, Johnny Depp Needs Wine Money, is a bog-standard movie in this franchise. It hits all of the points of the previous movies, is relatively inoffensive in presentation, but it really adds nothing to the franchise but runtime. Think of it like a baked potato. No, not like that. Just a baked potato. No salt, no pepper, no chives, no sour cream. Just a potato that's been baked. It fulfills every function that it's supposed to, and there are going to be people that really, really like the purity of a simple baked potato. But it's bland as hell, and it really adds nothing of substance. What exists instead of plot is a lot of logic questions. Since there was nothing plot-wise to distract me, I was focused on that. Like, how old is Jack supposed to be? This movie is set roughly 22 years after Curse of the Black Pearl, when Jack Sparrow was already 40. So is Captain Jack Sparrow supposed to be 62 years old? And what about the curse on Will? At World's End, it said that the curse on will be broken if Elizabeth stays true for 10 years. The whole reason Davy Jones went all Cthulhu was because Calypso wasn't faithful. As we see at the end of the movie, Elizabeth is hella faithful, so why wasn't the curse broken? This is the kind of stuff you focus on when there's nothing in the plot to interest you. There is a plot in the movie. Unfortunately, it's basically the same plot as Curse of the Black Pearl, with some minor differences and not nearly done as well. All of the characters come together by random happenstance. Well, this is fine in the first Pirates movie when the characters are all strangers, but this is the fourth movie. People should not just be randomly running into each other. Things should happen for a specific reason. I want to see characters with agency. We're also riddled with cliches in terms of dialogue and plot points. No man could do it. I am no man. I have my ways as explanation. This shit is sloppy and cliche, and I need them to go away. Henry Turner actually comes off as a good mix of Elizabeth and Will, both in terms of looks and personality. Unfortunately, he gets the blandest parts of his parents' personalities. While it is not out of the realm of possibility that Barbossa would have a kid the same age as Will and Elizabeth, it squicks me out. It squicks me out even harder that Jack was being gross about her. Jack in general was just really, really gross. Maybe part of it is because my opinion of Johnny Depp has tanked hard, but I found Jack to be completely intolerable and skeevy. He was a pathetic, drunken waste of space that admitted he hadn't bathed in years, had scabies, and randomly, without any fucking reason, ended up with no pants on. Can Johnny Depp just not play himself for once? Okay, cheap shot, but the jackass deserves it. He was so extra in this film. He didn't need to be there. Everyone else does things. He just kind of fumbles his way through action sequences. Do you know who else did that? Jar Jar Binks. And at least he bathes. Disney, we love you and we're worried about you. You have an addiction. You need to stop CGing celebrities to make them look like their younger selves. It doesn't need to be done in every single movie you're making. Seeing young Johnny Depp just made me sad. Benny and June is one of my favorite movies, despite my feelings for Depp these days. So I had a heart pang when I saw him like he looked back in those days. Until he talked and the uncanny valley kicked in. Probably the best part of the movie was the undead sharks attacking Jack and Henry. It was a pretty badass sequence. It would have been even more effective if they had not shown the whole thing in previews before the movie actually came out. The problem with the shark scene, and actually most of the action sequences, is except for the final one, they're all incredibly disconnected from the rest of the movie. It's just a thing that happens because there needs to be an action beat. What makes these action sequences worse is they focus on Jack and he is completely passive in them. Things happen to him. He's not heroic at all. It's slapstick bullshit. So much stuff happens with no rhyme or reason. The cameo from Paul McCartney grinds the movie to a dead halt for like a minute and a half, and they might as well have had a subtitle on it that said, "Hey, look, we got a Beatle." The rule of cool is a real thing. Sometimes you put something in a movie just because it's awesome. But you can't have a movie that runs on nothing but rule of cool. You've got to have a decent plot to hold these moments together. Honestly, the film isn't offensive, and I'm sure kids will love the action sequences. But most grown-ups are going to get annoyed by the nonsensical plot, the thin characterization, and Johnny Depp's annoying performance. Sorry, but Jack Sparrow has jumped the zombie shark. So that's this week's review. I'll be doing more as more movies come out. Like, comment, subscribe to see more MCCs and Fandom Equals Square MC. Also check out my podcasts, Return to the Hellmouth, a Buffy rewatch, and the Trash Compactor podcast, Star Wars from the Female Perspective. Thanks for watching.